Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to show you how to plant a tomato plant so that it actually grows the best and provides the most roots for the particular plant. Now this one here is a beefsteak, and I'm going to show you something that a lot of gardeners really don't pay attention to, and that is your root mass. So let's get over to my little raised bed, and I'm going to show you exactly the difference between planting it like most people do and planting it to get the most out of your tomato plant, the largest tomatoes at the fastest time. Well, here we are with my raised bed here, and I'm just going to show you. You just take the plant out, just kind of knock it out a bit there, and most people, you know what they do? They plant their tomato like that. And for a lot of people, they think that's just great and that's the way you should plant it. But I'm going to show you something that a lot of people don't know about tomato plants is when you plant a tomato plant anywhere, and if you take a good look there, you can see all kinds of little fibrous, furry kind of shoots coming off there. Well, you can just pick off your bottom leaves like this, and the roots will grow all along this stem. So when I'm planting a tomato plant, I don't plant it vertical. Take a little more earth out here, dig the trench on an angle, and have the plant like this, on an angle like this. Planting it down, so I'm going to take all this dirt here, see it's all on an angle, and then just bring the top up a little bit like that. Now can you see how easy that was? So what is the purpose? Well, as you can see behind me, I put my cage in as well. But the whole purpose and the idea behind it is if you're planting your tomatoes in your regular soil, in your backyard or wherever, well, how deep is your topsoil? You know, like maybe this deep? So if you plant a big hole, like a lot of times I've seen people, well, their plants get a little bit long, right? If you plant it vertical, well, you're only going to get that root ball down in the bottom there, and that's it. And it's not going to get no nutrition in your clay underneath. If you plant it on an angle, well, all that root mass is going to be all elongated, about this long, and you know, it makes a huge difference on retaining water, getting nutrients out of the soil. Now, of course, something like this, where you have, 24 inches of good topsoil, well, I could plant them vertically. But again, you're not getting a huge, wide mass of roots on the bottom. So when I pull this up in the fall, like most people that plant tomatoes, you're just going to have like, a little root ball, right? And it's all congregated in one little spot with a bunch of fibrous roots. This way, you have a huge root mass and you get a lot better tomatoes. So if you'd like to stick around, I'm going to show you some of the projects that I've done in my backyard and I've shown on YouTube, and one that I have not shown on YouTube. And we're going to take a look and we're going to see if these are projects that you might be interested in doing too. Well, let's start off right here. I built this whole complete fence, and that is a fence over top of wire. And I have a really heavy duty fence support here, and I showed how to build that as well. But take a look at that fence. It's been a long time since I built this, and nothing fell down or anything like that. And if we take a look here, that's the non-toxic flower or vegetable bed, and I use only for vegetables here. And yeah, that's a non-toxic one, and that was a very easy project to build. And let's take a look over here. Well, that's my building a bird bath out of a barbecue, and I showed this one how to make this, and not too many people are going to have these. So, but it was a fun project, and I'm going to show you the other one that I did as well. But in my tree here, this is the cherry tree, and I have a little bit of a house there for our buddies the squirrels, and I just mounted a little piece of wood going across there, and that is for our squirrels. Yeah, we feed the squirrels, but I never did show that project. So let's go on to the other bird bath. Well, this is the other bird bath, and this is one that all of you can build as well. And it's very simple to make. And like the other one that you've seen, I just put a brick in the bottom here because the birds won't land in there if there's not something below to stand on, because it's a little too deep, and they just love to have a bath in there. So every day I have to change the water. So let's get to another project that I did. Well, this is the most controversial project I did, and that was actually putting this rolled roofing on my shed. And everybody said, you can't do it, it's going to fall apart, won't last one season. Well, I tell you what, this shed roof looks just like new. What do you think? Well, what do you think of that there? That is my new bird feeder, and it took me about 3 months to figure out how to keep squirrels off it. So I built this one here, and I built this one here, and well, I'll put links down for all these projects that I built that I've shown on YouTube. But this here was a fun little project, and I had to make it squirrel proof. And all this is here is just, well, it's just a planter from your dollar store. I painted it white, and this is just one of them bowls you'd get at your dollar store. And the birds love this feeder and love that feeder as well. I left this one all natural. The only thing I did is I put some wire conduit around here, same as on this one. But besides that, this here is absolutely squirrel proof, and this is all that EMT conduit I actually just bent up myself. Now if you're wondering what that is, well, that is a dollar store slinky, and I put it up there because the birds would but sit on here, and you'd have nothing but droppings all over the place here. So I put that up there, and they won't go near that now because it's, of course, it's flexible, right? And they don't like to land on it. So the squirrels at first would get on this platform here, and can you imagine that, from the bottom of that piece of wood, and jump all the way up onto here. Like they are acrobats that you wouldn't believe. So I had to lower the shield down to cut down on the angle, and the odd one could still get up. So how did I resolve that? Well, I just put this little bit of a dome on here, and that's all it is, just a little piece of flashing. So when they try to stand on this, and underneath here is just a hose clamp just so it can't drop down. They try and stand on this, it flexes a bit, and that stops them from actually, you know, trying to jump from there. And this is just 2x2 white metal flashing that I just riveted on there. And of course, here it is on the back side here. I put some, you know, interlocking stone down there, and I drove that into the ground with a piece of 1 1/4 inch square tubing first, about 3 feet in the ground. Then I slid that pipe down inside and then jammed pieces of metal on it so it wouldn't move. And this here is just like, I'm grabbing a hold of it, it's rock solid, it ain't moving. And we've had some really good winds, but that there was just an idea. If you'd like to build something like this, well, it's not hard at all, and dollar store comes in handy. And same as the bird feeders, they come in handy too, and the birds love them. Just the bottom trays and the top trays are from your dollar store. Well, thanks for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of a video on the tomato plants. And like I say, if you plant them on an angle like this, they grow so much better. And a lot of these little projects that I've taken on in the backyard, well, you can do them too, from the roof to the, you know, the wood on wire fencing, to even a non-toxic flower or garden raised bed. These are easy projects that you can do, and by watching YouTube, well, it makes it a whole lot easier. And the bird feeders in behind, well, I'll put links to all of them down below if you'd like to take a look and try them yourself. So thanks for joining me here today. If you haven't seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe. Come back again and see some more projects like this in the future. Cheers.